Today, we're diving deep into the world of Demon Slayer to talk about some insane, hilarious, and downright jaw-dropping records held by the characters we all know and love. Buckle up, because we've got 35 records to go through. And trust me, some of these will have you saying, "Wait, really?" Without further ado, let's kick things off with one of the most important questions. Who had the most badass entrance in Demon Slayer? Okay, this is a tough one because there are so many incredible moments in the series, but let's break it down. First up, Akaza in the Mugen train arc. I mean, the guy came in with a literal soundtrack that screamed, "Boss fight incoming." Absolute chills. Then we have Gyutaro's creepy and unsettling vibe. His entrance had its own kind of but also wow factor. Let's not forget Giyu Tomioka when he first appeared. Quiet, composed, and deadly. He's a fan favorite for a reason. But honestly, the title of most badass entrance goes to none other than Muzan Kibutsuji. Remember his entrance? 5 whole minutes of him just walking. Yep, walking. And yet, it was somehow one of the most intimidating scenes in the series. The man didn't need flashy moves or big speeches. His aura alone was enough to make you feel like the end of the world was near. Now, some upcoming moments might steal this title, like Yorichi's fight with Kokushibo or Sanemi's epic battle, but until they're animated, Muzan reigns supreme. Who's the fastest character in the series? Speed is one of those things Demon Slayer loves to show off, and we've got some contenders here. Kokushibo, whose movements are so fast that even Muzan himself couldn't track them. Muzan Kibutsuji again because, Demon King perks. Zenitsu Agatsuma, the literal lightning bolt when he's asleep. But all of them pale in comparison to Yorichi Tsugikuni. Let's not forget the time Yorichi fought Muzan and absolutely wrecked him. Muzan tried to escape by splitting himself into 1,800 pieces. But guess what? Yoriichi sliced through 1,500 of them in a split second. And this guy still said he failed. Like, what? If Yoriichi had been expecting that move, he probably would have taken out all 1,800 pieces without breaking a sweat. Who's the strongest character while sleeping? This one's easy. Zenitsu. Agatsuma takes the crown. Awake, he's a stuttering mess who can barely hold a sword. But asleep? Zenitsu is a completely different beast. He goes full Hashira-level swordsman and becomes nearly unstoppable. Even Inosuke had to give him credit for his insane strength while napping. Honestly, if being asleep turned me into a badass, I'd probably never wake up. Who caused the most explosive moment? Now you'd think this one would go to Tengen Uzui, the sound Hashira, considering his whole thing is, well, explosions. But nope. The award for most explosive moment goes to Kagaya Ubuyashiki. This guy literally sacrificed himself in the most dramatic way possible, turning himself into a bomb to take Muzan down. Muzan, the Demon King, didn't stand a chance against Kagaya's final fireworks show. Sorry, Tengen, but this one isn't even close. Who's the most socially awkward character? Let's take a moment to laugh at poor Giyu Tomioka. The guy's a phenomenal swordsman and an absolute legend on the battlefield. But socially, yikes. Even Shinobu Kocho roasted him, saying he has no friends. Poor Giyu just wants to be left alone, and honestly, we can't blame him. Hang in there, Giyu. Biggest mastermind in the series. You might think this record goes to Muzan, Kagaya, or maybe even Kokushibo, but nope. The biggest mastermind in Demon Slayer is a crow. Yep, you heard me right. The crow in the latest season has a deep, commanding voice and seems to know everything. Honestly, it feels like this bird is pulling all the strings behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out the crow was the true boss of the Demon Slayer Corps. Who had the most badass stare? This one goes to Zenitsu again, specifically during the Infinity Castle arc. Everyone else was panicking or trying to figure out what to do, but Zenitsu? Nah, my guy was locked in, ready for a fight. He wasn't scared, he was hyped. You could just see it in his eyes. He was ready to take on anything. Now, let's move on to some physical attributes. Who's the oldest character in Demon Slayer? If you're shouting Muzan or Kokushibo at your screen right now, I'm here to blow your mind. Nope, it's neither of them. Believe it or not, the title goes to none other than Yushiro, the soft-spoken assistant of Tamayo. Here's the deal. Yushiro was turned into a demon by Tamayo herself to save him from a terminal illness. While Muzan ruled as the Demon King for over 1,000 years, Yushiro outlived him by centuries. After Muzan's death, Yushiro became the last known demon alive. Crazy, right? It's wild how this seemingly minor character ends up holding such a unique record. Who's the youngest Hashira? Now, from oldest to youngest, let's talk about the youngest Hashira in history. You might think Yoriichi takes this title since he was the original Hashira, but we don't know exactly how old he was when he started. The real title belongs to Muichiro Tokito, who became a full-fledged Hashira at just 14 years old. Can you imagine being that skilled at 14? Most of us were just figuring out how to survive middle school, but Muichiro was out there slaying demons like a boss. If that doesn't scream prodigy, I don't know what does. Tallest character? Now, let's go big, literally. Who's the tallest character in Demon Slayer? If you're thinking Gyomei Himejima, you're on the right track. For humans. At 2.2 meters tall, Gyomei towers over everyone in the Demon Slayer Corps. But when we bring demons into the mix, things get crazy. The Hand Demon is massive at around 6 meters tall, but even he's got nothing on Muzan's final form. In his monstrous baby-like transformation, Muzan reached a staggering 10 to 12 meters. That's practically skyscraper territory. Imagine running into that thing in a dark alley, or anywhere really. Nightmare fuel for sure. Saddest backstories? Let's talk trauma. Alright, buckle up because it's time to dive into some seriously sad stories. Demon Slayer isn't just about epic battles, it's also packed with emotional punches, and the characters with the saddest backstories. Oh boy, where do we even begin? Let's start with Daki and Gyutaro. These siblings had it rough from the start. You see, their birth mother was a prostitute, with their biological fathers most likely being some of her mother's customers. They probably did not even share the same father, and in reality, they never met their dads. Their mother was severely mentally unstable, having attempted to kill both of them numerous times, and they grew up in extreme poverty. Things hit rock bottom when Daki, as a young girl, was burned alive for stabbing a samurai who insulted her brother. Gyutaro found her charred body, and just when you think it couldn't get worse, both siblings were left to die in the streets. Doma, being the twisted nice guy he is, turned them into demons to save them. Akaza, Hakuji. Next up, we've got Akaza, whose human life was nothing short of a nightmare. As a boy, he stole to buy medicine for his sick dad, only for his father to hang himself out of shame. If that wasn't bad enough, Akaza later found happiness running a dojo and preparing to marry his fiancée, Koyuki. But tragedy struck again when a rival dojo poisoned the well, killing Koyuki and her father. Enraged, Akaza went berserk and killed all 67 members of the rival dojo with his bare hands. Muzan saw this and turned him into a demon, but honestly, can you blame Akaza for snapping? That kind of trauma would break anyone. Now, there are 3 Demon Slayers that had some devastating backstories as well that, in my opinion, stand out from the rest. The first is, of course, Sanemi Shinazugawa. That, long story short, had to basically kill his own mother with his bare hands in order to protect his little brother from her that had just been turned into a demon, all for his brother to blame him for it afterwards. Then there's Obanai, who was literally imprisoned and tortured his entire childhood life to be fed to a demon. His family sacrificed their children to a snake-like demon, and Obanai was next in line. To make things even creepier, the demon had his mouth cut open to match hers. Talk about messed up. Tanjiro Kamado. Of course, we can't forget Tanjiro. His story kicks off with his entire family being slaughtered by Muzan, leaving only Nezuko alive, and turned into a demon. Tanjiro's journey to save her is what makes him such a compelling protagonist. Who had it worst? If I had to pick the absolute saddest backstory, I'd give it to Akaza. The sheer amount of heartbreak and loss he endured is just devastating. But honestly, every character in Demon Slayer seems to have suffered in some way. What do you guys think? Whose backstory hits you the hardest? Okay, this was indeed quite sad, so let's brighten up the mood a bit. Which is the best nickname maker a Demon Slayer? Not many candidates here, as we all know, the one and only Inosuke Hashibira, the ultimate nickname king. Our favorite wild boar boy. If you've watched Demon Slayer, you already know Inosuke has zero chill, especially when it comes to nicknames. He's called Tanjiro some absolutely wild things, like Mango, Kanaro, Jano, and mismatched Haori. Honestly, the man was just throwing words together and hoping they'd stick. But here's the kicker. The only time Inosuke called Tanjiro by his real name was during one of the most emotional scenes in the series. It was near the end, during the final arc. Inosuke, with tears in his eyes, just couldn't bring himself to attack his friend. He hesitated and said, "I can't do it, Tanjiro." Like, how does that hit so hard? Accidental hero moment. Speaking of Inosuke, did you know he's the only demon slayer in history to pass the final selection exam by accident? Yep, you heard that right. This man wasn't even trying to pass. He just kind of wandered in. He stole another candidate's swords, went beast mode, and accidentally survived the whole ordeal. Imagine showing up to a test you didn't study for and acing it. Classic Inosuke energy. Oh, and if that's not enough, let's talk about his flexibility. Inosuke isn't just bendy, he's on another level. He can literally rearrange his internal organs. Like, dude, what? That's not human. That's not even normal for a demon slayer. Muzan Kibutsuji, the OG boss villain. Now let's talk about Muzan, the king of demons, as known as the Michael Jackson lookalike we love to hate. Muzan's regeneration powers are next level. He heals so fast that it looks like swords just pass right through him. And let's not forget, he doesn't just regenerate his body, he regenerates his clothes too. Like, bro, is your outfit made of demon cells or something? Muzan's kill count? Oh, it's through the roof. We're talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands. This man has been alive for centuries, so basically, if you existed in his timeline and weren't a demon slayer, you were probably toast. Demon King Tanjiro, the ultimate power-up. While Muzan was terrifying, Demon King Tanjiro took things to a whole new level. Imagine Tanjiro, but now immune to sunlight, with insane regeneration, wielding a red blade and using breathing forms. Yeah, he was basically invincible. At that point, even the strongest demon slayers struggled to keep up. The craziest part, he had mastered every known power-up in the series. The Demon Slayer Mark, Sun Breathing, Blood Demon Art, Transparent World. You name it, he had it. Some fans debate whether Demon King Tanjiro was stronger than Yoriichi, the OG Demon Slayer. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Yoriichi, the legendary OG. Speaking of Yoriichi, this man was a walking legend. He invented breathing forms, mastered the Demon Slayer Mark, and could use the Transparent World. He's also the only character confirmed to live past 25 with the Mark. Everyone else, dead by 25. Yoriichi, just casually outliving the curse. But here's a fun twist. His brother, Kokushibo, was the first demon to use breathing techniques. Why? Because Kokushibo had major brother envy. He wanted to surpass Yoriichi so badly that he gave up his humanity to become a demon. Spoiler alert, even at his weakest, Yoriichi was still miles ahead. Tough break, Kokushibo. Doma, the actual psychopath. Let's not forget Doma, the Upper Moon 2, who wins the title of most psychopathic demon hands down. This guy, completely emotionless. He doesn't feel joy, anger, or sadness. Nothing. And his diet? Good women. Yeah, let that sink in. Doma was next level messed up, but karma caught up with him, thanks to Shinobu and Kanao. Shinobu created a poison so strong, it weakened Doma enough for Kanao to deal the final blow. Shinobu deserves all the credit here. She's the ultimate poison maker, and arguably one of the most brilliant minds in the series. Nezuko, Sunlight's best friend. Nezuko Kamado is a one-of-a-kind demon. Not only was she the first demon to turn back into a human, but she's also immune to sunlight. That's right, she broke the one rule all demons live by. No wonder Muzan lost his mind when he found out. Sunlight immunity was his ultimate goal, and Nezuko just casually achieved it. Most wasted potential. What could have been now? Let's talk about wasted potential. Who are the biggest what-ifs in Demon Slayer? I've got 3 candidates. Tanjiro's dad. Did you know Tanjiro's father was a sun-breathing user? Even while sick and weak, he beheaded a giant bear with one swing. Imagine what he could have done if he was healthy and trained. Sabito. Remember Sabito? The guy who trained Tanjiro? He was stronger and more skilled than Giyu. If he had lived, he would have been an absolute powerhouse. Yuichiro Tokito. Muichiro's twin brother was considered more talented and stronger. Considering how much of a beast Muichiro became, Yuichiro's potential was off the charts. Zenitsu, the sleeper beast. Okay, we can't forget Zenitsu. This guy might seem like a scaredy cat 90% of the time, but when he's asleep, he's an absolute monster. He even took down an Upper Moon solo, something no one else without a Hashira rank has ever done. Fun record breakers. Let's speedrun some fun records real quick. Most devoted swordsmith, Hotaru Haganazuka. This man literally worked through an upper moon attack to finish Tanjiro's sword. Dedication, am I right? Rarest blood, Sanemi Shinazugawa. His blood is so intoxicating to demons that it's practically a cheat code. Best donut maker, Akaza. Yeah, we all know why. REP, Rengoku. Strongest female character, Mitsuri Kanroji. Sure, Nakimi's abilities are overpowered, but Mitsuri's raw combat skills put her on top. What makes Demon Slayer so special? At the end of the day, Demon Slayer isn't just about flashy fights and cool powers. It's about the characters, their struggles, triumphs, and sacrifices. Whether it's Tanjiro's unshakable determination, Nezuko's quiet strength, or Inosuke's chaotic energy, every character brings something unique to the table. So, what's your favorite Demon Slayer moment? Who do you think deserves the title of the strongest character? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Demon Slayer's craziest records, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And see you next time.